U.S. stocks slide in the last half hour of trading. Deborah Kostroun is at the NYSE. And Deborah, we were just talking about the situation in the Gulf of Mexico. That was part of the reason for today's slide in stocks, but there was more.
Yes, there certainly was, Pimm. But of course, the big news that BP failing to plug that leaking oil well, and they're really not going to be trying here any sooner than August. BP having its biggest decline since 1992, and with today's decline, it's cut BP's market value by almost $18 billion, and they're really kind of closing not only at a 52-week low like you would imagine, but also just really seeing quite a bit of selling pressure today. You can see the stock down almost 15%. And it wasn't just BP. Anadarko, which actually owns a 25% stake in the oil well, dropping for its biggest decline on record. And in fact, what we did see, the whole energy complex certainly lower. This is the after-hours charts, as you can see, moving up a little bit higher. But Transocean, which owns the well and leasing the drilling rig to BP, also plunging in today's session. Halliburton providing oil well services to the well, along with Cameron also seeing their stock lower. And once again, these are the after hours and how they are performing now. But in today's session, we did see some big declines. Now, and for the rest of the market, we started out the day with our averages actually a little bit higher, but this BP news certainly very big here, Pimm.
All right, but Deborah, some buyers stepping up, buyers for the shares of Apple. The stock was up about 1.5%. A lot of buyers for that iPad as well. You got an iPad, Deborah?
I do not have an iPad, but it certainly looks very cool. But one of the things that we did see, Apple certainly making a pretty good run here, up 1.5%, mainly because it looks like UBS coming out and saying that that Apple may climb 25% from last week's close as those iPad sales accelerate. And UBS also raising their price target to $320 from $315. So at least for Apple, a little bit of a different story when you compare those to the energy stocks.
Now, Deborah, we started the day, though, with some good economic news on the U.S. economy, but the BP, that seems to take everyone and tell them what to do.
Yeah, it certainly was. We saw growth in construction spending, also in manufacturing. That helped out with some of the gains earlier in the day, but that really all faded. Also, we had some tensions in Israel, between Israel and Lebanon. That heated up. That also had an impact. But also, we still have this nervousness about the global economic recovery. That continues. And, of course, we also have some concerns about economic growth in China and, of course, in Europe as well. And that really kind of weighed on equities along with the BP situation. Pimm, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much. Deborah Kostroun reporting from the NYSE, giving us some details about today's trading.